How destructive can a shattered clutch plate be? In this episode, we're tearing down a Honda CBR650 engine. This video is dedicated to those riders who lack skill but love to pop the clutch. Opening the clutch cover, everything looks pretty clean, right? But wait until we remove the oil pan. Then it's a different story. This is a slipper clutch. The owner has already replaced the clutch plates once. He broke the previous ones playing around. So, let this be a reminder to everyone. Once a clutch plate shatters, the engine must be thoroughly cleaned. You need to clean the clutch cover side. Remove everything from this side. And then drop the oil pan. You can use carburetor cleaner for a high-pressure spray wash. That usually solves the problem. Don't just clean the clutch cover side and call it a day, unless you can somehow piece every single shard of the clutch plate back together. Look at these marks on the pressure plate. This one looks slightly better. Fairly bright. Now, let's look at the camshaft. White spots have already appeared on the camshaft. It shows that fine aluminum debris has passed through here. Luckily, we caught this in time. It still feels smooth to the touch, so it's still usable. Let me take them both off to show you more clearly. Isn't it much more obvious this way? As I was saying, after cleaning, you must replace the oil and the oil filter. If necessary, after the first oil and filter change, ride for about 100 kilometers and change the filter again. The valves are fine. Look at the amount of carbon buildup. It shows the bike hasn't clocked many miles. Only a few thousand kilometers. Let's talk about why clutch plates break. One causes poor maintenance, specifically installation errors. Like that 703 model from Old Smelly Woo. Because of a noisy clutch basket, the plates were installed incorrectly. Everyone, look inside the oil pan. See the clutch plate residue? Right here. And the oil. The pickup strainer is clogged with aluminum shavings. What does that mean? Take a look. It's not that the filter failed to work, but the strainer is so clogged that oil can't circulate. Look inside the crankcase. There are clutch plate fragments here too. Back to the previous point. A bit of noise from the clutch basket is actually quite normal. Most bikes have this issue to some extent. Whether it's Honda, Suzuki, or Yamaha, pulling the lever sounds different than releasing it. This is common clutch basket noise. It doesn't affect performance or lifespan, but it seems the owner was too concerned about it. One wrong move and the clutch plate shattered, causing all this collateral damage. Look at this crankshaft bearing shell. Although the copper isn't exposed yet, you can clearly see it has become rough and scored. Remember what I said at the start? Pro riders don't need to worry about this. But if a novice practices popping the clutch, the chances of shattering a plate are very high. So, when practicing, you must pay attention. to power delivery changes and the state of the clutch. If it shatters, you must collect all the fragments. Then, clean the inside of the engine. Using the method I just described. Especially the oil pan, it must be cleaned. Change the oil filter multiple times. This is vital. Now, let's look at the connecting rods. The rod for cylinder 1 is discolored from heat. Cylinders 2 and 3 are basically burnt to a crisp. Only cylinder 4 is still okay. That's 3 out of 4 journals scored. It's not even worth repairing at this point. Let's inspect the bearing shells. First, cylinder 4. Cylinder 4 is the survivor. This connecting rod can still be used. But the bearing shell has started to discolor. Look, extensive copper exposure. So, even the journal for cylinder 4 couldn't be saved. Check cylinder 1. This bearing shell also shows copper exposure plus heavy wear. I can't even turn the crankshaft by hand. This is tragic. I have to use a wrench to move it. It seems the seizure was very severe. Look at the connecting rod. The rod is badly scored. When the heat reaches the rod itself, it's a disaster. The bearing shells must be even worse. Admire these bearing shells. They are so damaged even their own mother wouldn't recognize them. Taking one out to show you. Would you even believe this was a bearing shell? Now, cylinder 3. No heavy wear on the rod. But the discoloration means it's out of spec. The shell also shows massive copper exposure. Look at the crankshaft. Cylinder 1. Cylinder 2. Cylinder 2 is the most severe. Then cylinder 3. Also scored. Cylinder 4? Scored as well. All 4 journals are completely wiped out. This crankshaft is truly beyond repair. Just scrap the whole thing. Take another look at these ruined rods. Every single one is scored, no one would want these. Let's check the pistons. The pistons are still usable. But the owner strongly insisted on replacing them with SR800 pistons. Those are a bit lighter. They can help reduce vibration. Because SR800 pistons are lighter than the Honda 650 ones. Let's bring back this scrap crankshaft to show you its runout. Bearing seizure inevitably causes crankshaft deformation. Look at the dial gauge. The deformation is 24 units, which is 0.24 millimeters. This is total junk. Completely finished. This is the tragedy caused by a single clutch plate. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.